Good morning, Diane.
Good morning.
Welcome
Andy.
to the big radio show. You're excited about being here, I would assume. Look at that!
Nice
Look
view.
at that
I like
smile!
it.
Look at the smile.
Well, it's sunny.
At this hour of the day, I love it. Yeah, it is. It's nice, isn't it? Diane is the you're a marketing consultant at the Muskegon County Airport, but you kind of run the whole show.
Yeah, I'm kind of Girl Friday,
Yeah?
actually. I'll take care of just about anything that needs to be done in the terminal. Just about.
Just about. Let's talk about the Muskegon County Airport a little bit.
My favorite subject.
Well, of course. I have flown out of Muskegon 2 or 3 times. I've been there for the airfare, and I know that it's a great airport, and but there is this perception of the Muskegon County Airport out there that people think that if they drive to Grand Rapids or drive to Detroit or whatever, that they're going to be saving money to get on a plane over there. But at the end of the day, you're not saving a whole lot because of what is all entailed about getting to those destinations to get on your plane.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. In some cases, we would be the last one to say that the Muskegon Airport is the best choice for you every single time.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. You need to check every single time.
Every time.
Absolutely every time, because it may be more expensive for you, prohibitively more expensive one time, and so you say, well, I don't know why people say check Muskegon. I mean, it's just too expensive, or the schedule isn't good. Well, the next time you travel, it could be the absolute opposite. We might be the lowest fare, even lower than Chicago and Detroit.
No kidding.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that big of a price fluctuation?
It's that big of a price fluctuation, and the prices don't make sense.
Talk to me about people because you got people out there that fly all the time, and they've got people that take care of the tickets and all this and everything for them. But then you got the people that maybe travel once or twice a year. Is there an ideal time if you're going to fly somewhere to start shopping for tickets?
Well, I don't think it can be too early to start shopping.
Yep.
The earliest you can start is 11 months, or I should say the earliest you can book is 11 months. Now, what I like to do is as soon as I know about my trip, I start looking at fares. If I see a good fare, and you kind of have to know. I mean, if I'm going to go to LA and the fare is $600, I'm going to go, yeah, I'm going to keep watching this. If the fare is $350, I'm going to say, Muskegon, LA, $350, I'm going to grab it.
How do you not?
Yeah, exactly. But here's another little trick. Number one, you can always go through a travel agent.
Yep.
And travel agents really are awesome. A lot of times people say, I don't want to use a travel agent because they charge me money, so I can do it cheaper online. Well, here's what happens. Say you find a fare to, let's say, Phoenix, and you've been looking, and you finally come up with a $450 fare. It's like, you know what? I'm going to grab it because I'm starting to think that is a good fare. Well, I'm not going to go through a travel agent because they'll charge me $30, say. Well, guess what? Maybe $450 wasn't the lowest fare. Maybe $350 was the lowest fare, and you missed it.
Yep.
So $350 plus $30 is a lot less than $450.
It is.
That's number one. Number two, some people do like to do it on their own, and here's what I suggest for that. There's a website called Kayak.
Yep,
just
you've
like
mentioned that before.
Yep, www.kayak.com, and they have what's called a price alert. And what you can do is say, I want to go from Muskegon to LA, and I want you to tell me when the price goes under $400. And then set if you want an email once a week, once a day, once a month, whatever. I like to do it once a week, but it depends on how much time you have on the computer. So that's a good way to do it.
With the airport here not being as congested and as, even going over to the Gerald R. Ford Airport, it's still kind of a small airport, but there are sometimes lines all the way from the terminals out to the door to get in and get through TSA and all that kind of stuff. Whereas Muskegon, they're generally smaller planes that fly there, resulting in lower crowds and easier time in the airport as well, which, there's a lot to be said for the convenience and the ease of getting out of that whole big rat race.
Well, exactly. First of all, our planes are pretty much the same size as Grand Rapids.
Really?
We have 50 passenger jets out of Muskegon.
Okay.
And that's another misconception that Grand Rapids has all these big Boeing jets. Well, they don't. They've come down to the regional jets just like we have. So a lot of times people get to Grand Rapids, think they're going to get on 150 passenger, and it's really 50.
Yep.
Second of all, parking fees in Muskegon are absolutely, less than half of Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Grand Rapids is $13 a day, and we're $5 a day.
And have you put in the On Your Honor thing still? Is that still out there at the gate?
No, we've actually gone to an electronic, so it's pretty hard to sneak out of there. However, if you do go to the Brownstone restaurant, you'll get about $10 off of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been known not to be so honorable leaving the airport in the past. But
Yeah.
I think the statute of limitations is passed up on that.
Exactly. We won't come after you.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the fun things that you guys do at the airport. You've got these junket flights that take off. I've been on a couple of these, and I've been to Atlantic City a couple of times on these junket flights, and these are a really good way to get a trip in at an affordable price. Now, talk about the flights that come out of Muskegon.
Yeah, totally. We fly nonstop to Laughlin, Nevada.
Been there. It's right there on the river, the Colorado River. It's so beautiful because you got the Colorado River, you got the what do they call that thing, the Grand Canyon, that big hole out there. You got the dam, you got the Parker Dam, you got the Hoover Dam. It's all right there.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful
really
place.
nice. The price is unbeatable. We probably average about $270 per person. That includes your airfare. It's nonstop from Muskegon to Laughlin on 160 passengers, Sun Country Airline. It includes your hotel, which is the Don Laughlin Riverside Resort Hotel and Casino.
Been there?
Yep. Transfers from the airport to the hotel, luggage, carry-on, checked, whatever you want, and taxes.
Unbelievable.
It is really an unheard of deal today. And for the gambler, it's a beautiful few days to get away.
Yeah, I can attest. I do a little thing here at home. I do voiceovers for other people, and that whole market, Laughlin, and there is Lake Havasu City, which is just a little south of that, and there's Bullhead City and all these other areas. I've been on the radio out there for 10 years. Doing commercial voiceovers and things like that. So I've been there, and that's where we had a chance to go to Laughlin. It's just a fantastic area.
Yeah, those trips sell out in generally 1 to 2 days.
Yeah, how can you pass up?
Yeah, so if
like
somebody is interested in it, they really need to get a hold of a local travel agency and just have them put them on their list.
Yep.
And then when the trip comes out, the travel agency will give you a call.
How often do those fly out?
They're every 4 to 6 weeks. We generally try for once a month, but sometimes it sneaks over to about 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just sold out our December trip, which is kind of nice because no other city ever sells out a trip right before Christmas. Ours is December 18th, and we're already sold out.
Nice.
So Muskegon is a big gambling market,
right?
And they're really accepting these charters.
Good. Well, that's a great way to get out there.
Yeah, our next one. We're going to skip January.
Okay.
And hopefully the beginning of February.
Yeah, people will be ready to get out of town by then. Big time.
Absolutely.
Let's circle back around to, the whole debate between the Muskegon County Airport and the Gerald R. Ford Airport in Grand Rapids. You had something you wanted to add a little bit about that?
Yeah, when you're checking fares, first of all, if Muskegon is a lot more. And, sometimes I hear people say, well, it's $40 less to fly out of Grand Rapids. Seriously? I mean, somebody's going to drive you to the airport, and our billboard, no one likes to drive you to the airport.
Nobody.
No, it's a labor of love for sure. But if you're going to drive yourself, you're going to park and pay the extra parking like we talked about. But
if you have an early flight, you have to pay for a hotel the night before, too.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? If you got to be at the airport at 4 a.m., who wants to get up?
You're not going to sleep the night before.
No.
So start your vacation off on the wrong foot.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But, the cost, the difference between all that, when you add in the parking and the hotel and all that other stuff, it's really no different.
No, and the other thing, too, is the next time you travel, Muskegon might actually be lower than Grand Rapids or Detroit or Chicago.
Yep.
So the key point that we try to get across to people is you have to check every single time. Fares fluctuate. They don't make any sense. Just don't miss the good deal out of Muskegon.
Now, you've got other things at the airport too, like you could use it for conference rooms. You've got and the restaurant out there and all that stuff. Yeah,
the Brownstone restaurant is just probably one of the best airport restaurants you can go to. Our food is excellent. We're in a great location if you want a meeting for people, say Grand Haven, Ludington. We're a good central meeting spot.
Yep.
We have the Lake Michigan room, which holds up to 40 people. And we have the Mona Lake room, which holds up to 8.
Wow.
And those are pretty busy because we don't even charge for them as long as you get some drinks or food, from the airport. So it's a nice, convenient place to meet.
It's a great place, and I often stop and think that it's one of the best kept secrets.
I know.
And on one hand, you want the airport to do good, and you want people to come in and out of there, but on the other hand, it's like, you know what? Look what we got here. We just jump on a plane and go.
Yeah,
There's nothing to it.
Yeah, people think, especially if you choose another airport, it's going to be easy. I'll just drive there. I'll get on the flight. It's not going to take me that long. Well, they don't think about delays and cancellations or someone picking you up from the airport and they have to sit there for 3 hours.
I'll tell you what, we've lived it. I got a
Everyone has.
I got a granddaughter out in Seattle, and my wife has gone out there a couple of times, and it's in that big Seattle airport. Which, have you been to Seattle?
I have.
It's nothing but jets in the sky. Everywhere you look, there is something flying around, and it seems to be one of those markets where a lot of delays and all that kind of stuff happen. I've seen my wife get shanghaied twice in Seattle for over 24 hours.
Oh, yikes.
She's going to catch a red eye back home, and sorry, flight's canceled. There she sits.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't go on here.
Yeah.
It's just what a convenience and what a great thing to have. Do we spread the word? Do we keep it quiet? I don't know.
Let's spread the word.
You want to spread the word? Let's do it.
Yeah, the more people we have here, the more service we'll have here. So.
Well, it's awesome. Now, is there anything coming up by way of interesting events at the airport? Are there any? I mean, you harken back to the airfare days. I can't see that popping up again anytime soon. But
yeah, don't we all miss the airfare?
Oh man, I loved the airfare.
Yeah,
loved it.
We are in talks with some people about some things for next summer, maybe kind of a mini air show, which would be really cool because I honestly don't see the big one coming back.
Tough.
I'd sure like it to, but yeah.
It's a big deal.
So stay tuned. We have a Facebook page, and we're on Twitter and all the social media.
All that stuff.
And you'll promote us, so I'll let everybody know, right?
Yes, I will. I'm proud of it. I really am. I think it's a great place. And like I said, one of the best kept secrets, even though we don't want it to be a secret.
Right.
Dianne Hoofman from the Muskegon County Airport. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
Let us know what we can do.
Okay.
Give me the heads up on the next big trip out of town. I might want to jump on before everybody else.
I will do that.
No, you won't. Thanks, Dianne. Have a great day.
You too.